Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, and happy Stacking Saturday. Let's get it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we stand strong above 44,000 support, looking to break 46,000 this weekend. Also in today's show, I'll be sharing the latest dominance happening in the market and what is likely to occur next as far as Bitcoin price action. Also breaking news, VanEck files their 5th amendment to the spot Bitcoin ETF under the ticker HODL. And not only that, but according to VanEck, 2.4 billion will flow into the Bitcoin ETFs in the first quarter of next year. They also claim Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high in Q4 of 2024, driven by regulatory developments in the US presidential elections, which we all know is right around the corner. We'll also be discussing the latest with Fidelity and the SEC meeting to discuss the spot Bitcoin ETF application. And speaking of ETFs, we got to discuss BlackRock, their latest developments, as well as their seed capital, as they allege they started seeding their Bitcoin ETF back in October. I'm also going to be sharing the hash key targets from the market makers, plus so much more. I'm also going to be sharing sentiment saying one catalyst can trigger Bitcoin to resume an uptrend and surge higher. I'll be breaking down their latest target, as well as the latest from the high priest of Max Keiser, who says that this particular Bitcoin deal will spark a $100,000 Bitcoin God candle, which can send the price action to 145,000 per coin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, everyone. How's your Saturday going thus far? It's Stacking Saturday, so let's get this baby lit. Let me know if the stream is smooth and clear and you could see me and hear me and all that fantastic stuff. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. What it do? Good to see you guys. BitMatt, word up. Giant Golden Giant, Juan Romero, happy Saturday family, Knoxville in the building. Look at all these members we have on the channel. We hit 122 paid members, which is such a blessing. And the majority of you were gifted these memberships on the stream. So much respect and love to the entire Crypto News Alerts fam. You're very humbling. Majin saying, welcome, looking fresh JV from the Ireland. Damien, good to see you, brother. How you been? Let's get it, Ben Silver. You already know. Daniel says, let's go. Bitcoin Imagineer, just happy to be able to share this show. Well, I appreciate the shares. They mean a lot. The likes, the subs, all of that. You know what I mean? South Africa in the house. Shout out to Astas30. Appreciate ya. Shout out to everyone in Africa. Erico in the building. Happy Stacking Saturday, family. Good to see ya. Punchy Coffee says, let's go. Craig is raw dog. What are you referring to when you say Craig? Hit that like, Philip. Bitcoin is God's money. Weed is God's flower. There you go, facts. Preach. Melda, good to see you, fam. CNA always brings the latest and best news. Much love. Morton says, when we hit 100K, I will pay for the membership. Well, Will just gifted 5 of you another membership. Will is Santa Claus, I'm convinced. So congratulations, Erico. You're a member of the channel. Robbie Keiser, Robert O'Connor, Alex Watson, and Ed. You've all been gifted a free membership thanks to Will. So show Will some love. This is pretty amazing. I don't know how many memberships this dude has gifted in the past week, but probably dozens upon dozens, which is remarkable. I think we have the most incredible community on YouTube, bar none, right? What up, Pa Lucas? Barcelona. Wow, I haven't been to Barcelona in a few years. Beautiful place to be. I visited Montserrat. We saw the Black Madonna, and that was lit. Such scenic, beautiful place to visit. Barcelona was actually pretty amazing. I was very impressed just overall. What up, guys? Get me Will. What up, Aaron? Congrats, everyone who just became a paid member of the channel thanks to Will. We appreciate all the support. We're probably close to now 130 paid members, and we just launched the membership like less than a week ago, which makes it that much more wild. I guess Christmas season, it pays to be active in the chat. You know what I mean? Fantasy, welcome, family. Yeah, Will is an OG. Amen. God candle incoming. Send it. GNTHR. Yeah, just a matter of time. It's going to be a lit 2024. So many bullish catalysts right around the freaking corner. You know what I mean? VM, welcome. What it do? Now I know that Will's real name is Tristan. Shout out Tristan Tate as well. Crystal, what it do? Merry Christmas, family. Shout out to everyone. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support. When Bitcoin rips, I will enjoy it so much more with this fam. Amen, Morton. And we are already ripping. We're having a hell of a year. Bitcoin's up like, 170%, something insane. And holy moly, Punchy Coffee just gifted 10 people a paid membership to the channel. So let me give some more congrats. Fantasy, you're a member. Congrats. T. Dillard, Frank, Automate Everything, The Judge, Also, Lee, Hop Titter, Savage, Juicebox. Wow, that's a dope name, Savage Juicebox. CRISPR, you're all been gifted free membership thanks to Punchy Coffee. So everyone show Punchy Coffee some love. Like I said, I've never experienced anything like this. So I'm just humbled, mind blown. I appreciate the support, supporting the movement and supporting Bitcoin adoption. You guys are lit. Lisa, welcome. I want to get your dog. Well, get your own dog. No one's touching Nipsey. TrueBit made by ETH creators. What is that? A new coin you're referring to? TrueBit, guys, look it up. Yo, thanks for the membership. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Again, massive shout out to Will and Punchy Coffee. The fam has already been gifted 15 memberships, and we ain't even get started yet. So congrats, the judge. Even the judge got hooked up. Yo, JV, hey chat, what up? Getting surreal? Good to see ya. Grats, everyone. 25 cent. Love Punchy Coffee and Bitcoin forever. Amen. Matthew, appreciate your support each and every day. Shout out to the mods. We got Matthew, we got Dankness, we got Streamlabs, we got CoinFather. Always doing a fantastic job behind the scenes. What up, Connor Neary? What it do, family? JB, you deserve the support. You work hard, bro. Well, thank you, Will. I'm humbled. I was trying to give, but my bank won't let me for some reason. Repeat transaction, maybe. It happens, so don't worry about it, Zero. You've given enough, brother. George, Nipsey, come here. Larry, welcome from Alabama, fam. Alabama, where you at? Amazing support on the channel. Incredible, like no other. So we're going to keep giving. We're going to keep delivering the best content. This is the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, soon to become the daily #1 source for all Bitcoin related news. I truly believe that. I think the channel is going to blow up in 2024. I'm predicting an easy 10x to 600,000 subs. Right now, we're just north of 60,000, but we're just getting warmed up. eBank says super channel. Appreciate that. JV, sell the tips and buy more dips. Greetings, fam. Julie B, I appreciate you, Julie from Florida. This deepest bull market this time, it's about to get lit. Heading over to Rumble after the YouTube stream. That's right, for the uncensored version of the channel. Once the YouTube stream ends, we continue with the uncensored version exclusively on Rumble. So be sure to check that out. It's going to be a lit session today for sure. How you doing, JV? Hooked up my 90-year-old Pops this morning with his first Bitcoin. He is excited. God bless your Pops, Pat, and God bless you for giving your father some Bitcoin. That's the greatest gift you can give any other human being. You know what I mean? Thumbs up for the most calm dog of the crypto world. Thank you, Laura. Good morning, family. Welcome, everybody. You'll soon be #1. I appreciate that, Majin. I appreciate all the, all the faith in me. All that rubs off for sure. So thank you. The channel rocks. Thank you, Astas. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash the subscribe button and subscribe to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And be sure to smash the like and hit the bell icon, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And the goal is to get as many eyeballs as possible on this daily podcast so we can help usher in massive Bitcoin adoption around the world. Now, happy or Merry Christmas. This is the Christmas season. As you can see, that Christmas tree is lit, just like the Bitcoin price action over the course of the fourth quarter of this year. Now, this is just a precursor of what's about to happen in the market in 2024. It's going to be one of the most lit, parabolic bull markets we have ever experienced. I truly do believe that. So you're in for the ride of your life. Now let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see my screen here. We got Bitcoin maintaining just above 44,000, which has now turned into a support. The local high for the year and for the past 20 months is roughly 44,000. $4,750, which we touched on Coinbase yesterday during our live, actually 24 hours ago. We did a live, we hit a new all-time high. Hopefully we can repeat and hit another all-time high for the year during today's stream. Let's see. We got Ether making moves, trading just under $2,400, probably the highest price action we've seen in ETH in almost 2 years. BNB in the green, Cardano leading the pack up 10%, XRP pumping in Solana, as well as Avalanche and DOT, big breakouts as well. And zooming out on the 7-day, we can see Bitcoin now up roughly 14% on the week. We got Ether up 13%, and we have Solana up 23%. We even have Doge up 20%, Cardano up 54%, XRP up 10%, and BNB up 5%. And zooming out for the monthly, you're going to see major gains. Bitcoin up 23% on the month. Not too shabby. We got Ether up 25%, Solana up 71%, Cardano up 65%, and Doge up 32%. BNB and XRP still in the red on the monthly. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, let's get a refresh for the latest data. You can see the crypto market cap sitting just north of $1.64 trillion, which is as high as we have seen it for this year. The all-time high was back in November of 2021. We touched 3 trillion, just to give you some perspective. The 24-hour volume is at 64 billion. The Bitcoin dominance is pulling back a little at 52.4%, and the Ether dominance is at 17.3%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, Flare leading the pack up 32%, followed by Beam up 25%, followed by Immutable up 23%, trading at $1.92. Now, which altcoins are you most ecstatic for this bull run? Please do let me know. And this is a live and interactive show, so throughout the show, I'm going to be reading as many comments as I possibly can. And let me know how many of you are pretty excited about the current price action, and how high do you think the Bitcoin price is likely to take us for this month of December. Let's say by Christmas, what do you think the high is going to be? I get deja vu vibes of back in 2017 when I first entered the crypto market, got my first Bitcoin at like $1,500, and then by the end of the year, we were close to 20,000, and it was around Christmas time. Yeah, I mean, literally 6 years ago. How many of you were around for that? Let me know. Welcome, Tom C. Appreciate you. What it do, family? Happy Sat Stack and Saturday. T. Dillard is bullish on IMX. That's immutable. That's what's up. Alex says, I am not holding my breath on the Qatar rumor. Bitcoin will fly regardless. Exactly. If it happens, it's just icing on the cake. Moo Ant, I thank you for subscribing. Everyone who subscribes to the channel is going to get an on-screen shout out, and I'll give you a shout out as well, as long as I catch it on the stream, which typically I do. What up, Fast Pod? Appreciate you, man. Shooting for 52. That's a hell of a target. Max says 50,000 in play this weekend. We shall see. I'm not that optimistic, but I think 46 is likely going to be incoming sooner than later. Yes, Green Christmas, send it, let's get it. HODLing since late 2016. Wow, so you experienced, that was your first halving in 2016, then you experienced the halving of 2020, and you're about to experience your third halving. That makes you a true OG. Shout out to Joe Folan. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it, fam. Shout out to Casey Gates. How you doing today? Happy Sat Stack and Saturday. Bitcoin pull back a little bit, but I think it's going to gain and regain momentum and strength so we can bust through the local high, which we hit yesterday. David, what up? 2017 was a good year. I must say it was a hell of a year. Tuning in from Clearwater, Florida, my old stomping grounds. I actually relocated from Clearwater, Florida to Puerto Rico back in 2018. Love Clearwater. Beautiful beaches, white sand, great place to be. Shout out. You know what I mean? 46, very probable this weekend. Amen. I got my sights locked and loaded. JV is definitely more exciting than the sideways crab market. Makes me feel like I did right accumulating during this long bear. Well done, McLovin. You sure did. I appreciate you tuning in every day as well. Any news on Argentina? Nothing new that I'm aware of, but if you know anything, please do let me know. We'll cover it. Any thoughts on the V launch? I don't even know what the V launch stands for. Let me know. I can't wait for 2024 price hike. Oh, ooh, wee. Yes, in my Snoop Dogg impersonation. Ooh, wee, sticky, icky. 47 by the end of December, and I'm wishing Bring Facts and the rest of the fam some very sticky buds. Buying Bitcoin for Christmas. Thank God, my husband is holding these coins for our wedding. Well, congratulations there, Crystal. That's fantastic. Shout out to KD Crypto. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. I can do this all day, but we got to kick it off next with our Bitcoin technical analysis, which is astrology for men. My broskies out there, you guys ready? Let's check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. And hopefully you have been nice this Christmas season because Santa's making his way, and this year he doesn't want cookies and milk, he wants some biddies. So prepare and get some sats ready for Santa, shall ya? All right, here we go, fam. Bitcoin risk rolling over to cancel this latest uptrend according to new analysis. We have popular analyst Matthew Hyland flipping cautious on the current price action. The Bitcoin bulls kept momentum hot until the end of the week, with the Wall Street trading sealed new 19-month highs of 44,729 on Bitstamp. I think it was 44,750-ish over on Coinbase, which we saw during our market watch. We got Cointelegraph and TradingView tracking subsequent return below the 44,000 level, and that's precisely where we're currently at. We're sitting at 44,000 at the time of this live, with Bitcoin cementing itself in an intraday range. So hopefully this establishes a new strong support. Maybe this is the new bottom. What do you guys think? And here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. Now, Highland says there are more sinister signs that the bull may run trouble after a robust 60% gains since the start of October. Holy cow, we're up 60% since October. Let's go. The smoking gun, he says, lies in Bitcoin's share of the overall crypto market cap. Quoting the analyst here, dominance is rolling over as per the bear divergence that was noted, has given back all the gains from the move up and the other day. If it breaks and closes below 51.8, it would be the first lower low in over a year and an end to the uptrend along with a likely top put in, as we can see here in this chart, which is the Bitcoin market dominance chart in which he's referring to. Highland referred to the recent spike in Bitcoin dominance, which on December 6th hit 55. Wow, I didn't know we hit that high. 55.26%, the highest level since April of 2021. Definitely a good sign. Now, a swift turnaround saw upside progress unwind with the dominance at 53.4%. And then on CoinMarketCap, it's always a little lower than the Bitcoin dominance chart, just FYI. Now, the altcoins have been extending intraday gains, massive gainers across the alts. Others believe that such a dominance reversal will allow these alts to commence a major rally of their own, a phenomenon we call alt season. Do you think alt season is already here? Have we already experienced it? We got some cryptos up like hundreds of percent over the past month. This looked to be in motion already on the day with the top 10 cryptos of the market led by Cardano and Avalanche, with both gaining 22% in just 24 hours. Now, only the largest altcoin Ether was treading water while still being up 12% over the past 7 days. And it's looking pretty strong right now, just under 2,400. We have Cardano and AVAX also constituting the week's leaders with gains passing 50%. And here you're looking at the Ethereum chart, currently looking pretty bullish on the daily. It printed a big green candle just the other day. And quoting Jacob Canfield, a 2% drop of the Bitcoin dominance and alts went nuts today. Like I said, it's just a taste. When dominance really starts popping, or dropping, I should say, is when we see the face melting alt season we all know and love. So when do you think we'll likely get this alt season with face melting returns? Let me know your thoughts. And here you're looking at the altcoin market cap daily chart. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles, followed by a red day, followed by 3 more consecutive green candles. Do you think the momentum and the trend will likely continue? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. I'm going to read some more comments out. Congrats, everybody. There's 420 people here right now in the live chat. Happy 420 to the crypto fam. Let's take some hits from the Hopium Bong, shall we? Cheers, Melda. Appreciate ya. Smash. What it do? Tony said ish coins. Earlier today, I asked someone on a live stream if she can stand on one leg, and she had been a bit drunk from the start. My message was not displayed for others. Wow, I don't know what stream you're referencing there, family, but that's interesting, Smash. Thank you for sharing. CMS put the wedding money into Bitcoin, delay the wedding a year, and pay for it with the Bitcoin profit. Ooh, got a strategy there. A great strategy, in fact. Interesting. But then you can say, hold off until 2025 because it's going to get even more parabolic, right? We'll likely see the cycle peak, in my opinion, the following year after the halving. As history has shown us, we saw the halving in 2020, but it was 2021. We hit the 69,000 all-time high in November, right? November 10th. Then you rewind back to 2016. It was the year preceding. In 2017, we hit the 20,000 all-time high. So if history is to repeat, then we shall see a cycle peak in 2025. But we're in unprecedented times. This is the first time we got the major institutions locked and loaded, looking to seed, and already began seeding their ETF products. There's currently 13 of them at the desk of the SEC, just awaiting the green light to be approved. And once that approval comes, game on. They're sitting on roughly 25 trillion in assets under management. So it's going to be lit. I hit the like button to support the best Bitcoin pod on YouTube. Greatly appreciate that, McLovin. Much love, my fam. Corona free. Welcome, family. All I want for Christmas is 2 Bitcoin. Right on. Well, let's make that happen. I'm sure you've been good. You deserve it. 420 that. I like it. Bullish. What up? The Cuff. Love your voice and accent in this on Spotify or anything to listen to. Well, thank you for tuning in on Spotify. For those that don't know, we've been on Spotify, iTunes, every major podcasting platform for the past 5-6 years. So not only do we have the video version streaming every day live on Rumble and YouTube, but you guys could also listen on any podcasting platform. And if you're listening to the pod right now on Spotify, iTunes, etc., make sure to check out the video version on YouTube because there's nothing else like it, the live experience itself. I appreciate that. What up, Larry? Match the light. Let's go. Silas, my wedding shall cost me 10,000 equivalent Bitcoin. 2 years later, I'll spend 40,000 after taxes. Bitcoin will go down sadly. What do you mean it's going to go down? But the hike will be more warming the small dip. So what's your prediction on that, Aaron Graham? I'd love to hear your insights. Alex, you're right. I will tell my husband, thank you, love. I am just eloping and not spending until next year. So there you have it, Crystal. Love to hear that. Current status, just blazing, says David Hines. Appreciate you, family. Steve, what are your thoughts on GBTC? I'm up over 100%. Love to hear that. Clearly very bullish right now. And if they convert that into a spot Bitcoin ETF, which we all know is going to happen, it's game on. They're currently the largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world with over 620,000 BTC on their balance sheet and their trust. Do have a locals account? I don't, Casey Gates. What is a locals account and what will it give me? That's the question I have for you. What up? It kind of sounds like a dating site. Is it like Tinder? What up, God Candle? Come in. Let's go, John Matrix. Alex Mansfield in the building. Dano Williams, fire. Let's go. Appreciate y'all, family. I'm on ICP and Cardano, so I see you're bullish on that. Astas. Tony, just tuning in. What it do, JV? Shout out to Tony Montana. What up, Tony? Interim, we got another Tony Johnson. Interim price action is irrelevant. All eyes on the parabola. Amen. I'm with you on that. Same with the Litecoin and Ethereum. It's up about 98%, says Steve. Think it's round will be the first super cycle. Now that institutional money will be in it, I do think this is going to be unlike any other cycle, and I think there is a great chance of a super cycle. Dan Held and many of the top guys are also anticipating and expecting the same thing, but time will tell. We are around the corner from 2024, for Christ's sake, and the deadline for the ETF is only 1 month out. It's December 9th. Their deadline is January 10th. So Gary Gensler, the ball is in your court, big dog. But without further ado, let's now dive into our next story of the day, discuss everything related to the ETFs. We're going to be discussing the latest with VanEck, Fidelity, BlackRock. Then we're going to dive into the latest from Santiment, projecting a $50,000 target incoming, which we all know is a given. And then we'll be discussing the latest from Max Keiser with a $100,000 God candle incoming and big deals and mass adoption for major nation states occurring at this time. And then, of course, we'll do our live Q&A session to wrap it up at the end. But let's kick it off with our VanEck ETF news. Now check it out. They have the ticker HODL. Doesn't get any cooler than that. So shout out VanEck. Asset manager VanEck filed a 5th amended app for the spot ETF on December 8th, which was yesterday. According to the regulator's database, the amended filing to the S1 form with the US SEC highlights updates to the VanEck Bitcoin Trust. Now, a spot Bitcoin ETF is an investment vehicle which lets people buy shares in the fund that tracks the price of Bitcoin. The VanEck ETF is now expected to be listed under HODL. So where my HODL gang at? make some noise. I know there's probably 100 of you here in the HODL gang, which we named our membership on the podcast, which is a misspelling of hold, or the acronym of hold on a dear life. Hold on for dear life, right? Bitcoiners use that phrase to describe a strategy of buying and never selling the digital assets. So that's our theme right here. We're all part of the HODL gang. If you're a part of Crypto News Alerts, you need to be a part of the HODL gang, right? Eric Balchunas shares here, VanEck's Bitcoin ETF ticker will be HODL, a departure from the more boring boomer choices from BlackRock, Invesco, and Fidelity. Who knows though? Maybe smart to differentiate here. Plus, VanEck specializes in niche and has a solid retail base. And you can see the initial filing shared here from James Safehart from Bloomberg, a head ETF analyst. Now, both these analysts are predicting 90% chance that this ETF be approved by January 10th, which is the deadline. And Nate Garassi shared, I like this play. Retail who knows crypto space will love the ticker. Boomers will have no idea what it means. So it won't attract negative attention on advisor statements, plus of a lot of advisors preach HODL and other asset classes anyway. A good straddle here. I agree. I think that's probably the best kicker you can have, and we're talking about it, right? So it's working. VanEck's ticker symbol for the spot ETF got the attention of analysts. Nate Garassi, president of advisory firm, the ETF Store, commenting that people familiar with the crypto space will appreciate the ticker, and I definitely agree with that. And according to Eric Balchunas, the Bloomberg Intelligence senior ETF analyst, the ticker symbol choice differs of those more boring choices like companies from BlackRock, Fidelity, etc., suggesting the ticker symbol choice is a unique approach by VanEck. Let me know if you agree with that. VanEck itself got in on the fun by posting a comment December 8th. My Bitcoin ETF will bring all the baby boomers to the yard if approved. And I guess that's a play on my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'm guessing. What do you guys think? Remember that track? Now, several companies, including BlackRock, Fidelity, VanEck, Valkyrie, even Franklin Templeton, currently in the race for the approved spot Bitcoin ETF. There's actually 13 apps on the desk of the SEC awaiting that green light. And while the SEC hasn't initially indicated its support for the filings, it has engaged in recent discussions with representatives from the applicant firms to address the technical details in their fund proposals, which we all know is a good sign. VanEck anticipates that the SEC approval for Bitcoin spot will bring an estimated $2.4 billion in inflows, as they shared here. $2.4 billion will flow into Bitcoin ETFs Q1 of 2024, and it could be more. That's their projection. And they also claim Bitcoin will reach an all-time high in Q4 of next year, driven by the regulatory developments as well as the U.S. presidential elections. Do you think we can potentially see a pro-Bitcoin U.S. president? There's quite a few out there in the race. We got Vivek, we got DeSantis, we have RFK Jr. Those are the three that I am aware of. If there's any I'm missing, please do let me know. I'm going to read some more comments out loud. What up, homesteading in Florida? What it do? Let's go. Long-term hodler Melda, congratulations. Shout out to all the long-term hodlers with the diamond hands. Let's get it. Yeah, hundreds of brokers on the edge of seats. Amen. They're all going to be pushing this ETF product, and everyone and your mama is going to be buying it. So orange pill them now before these brokers will have to do so. We need a pro-Bitcoin prez ASAP. I agree with you, Pop G. Who's it going to be? Who do you guys think? Who you voting for? Let me know. Go Vivek, says TJ. Philip says, Ted. Who is Ted? Is he another individual running that I don't know of? And not a single one is even close to winning. I know, that's the sad reality, right? Who's likely to win? And please don't say Biden. If Biden wins, I think we all go to El Salvador. What do you guys think? We can't have another 4 years of this nonsense. My milkshakes are better than yours. That's right. You remember that track, Melda? That was from, what was her name? I know she married Nas, but the marriage didn't last long. I remember her. I remember the video. I can remember what she looks like. The name slipped out of my mind. Biden. No, Biden 2024, please. Vivek says the fish. Cruz. Oh, okay. Is that Ted Cruz? Is he running for real? Vivek, for sure. Okay. Trump will be persuaded to thumb up Bitcoin. He is not rigid, says JB. I would hope so, but he says Bitcoin is a direct threat to the US dollar. It undermines its value. So I wouldn't be holding my breath on that, FYI. Mass exodus to El Salvador. We shared in the previous show that you can now get your visa to El Salvador for $1 million. But if you follow Max, he has a hack. You can get your visa for $90 and you can just renew it every 2 years. So if you want to go to El Salvador and become a resident over there, follow Max. He has the hack. I retweeted his tweet earlier this morning that he was sharing basically the hack to getting it for only $90. So let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Bring facts. Brandon. There is no saving the dollar. Yeah, the dollar's on its deathbed, I think. Gavin Newsom, please say it ain't so. The worst governor we've ever had, right? Of California. He's running as well, huh? Hit the likes. Thank you, Andy. It took me a while to realize the advantage of a DCA policy until you realize the current price is irrelevant. If you're confident it's going to 300K plus. Precisely. Well said, Alex. The price in dollars is 100% irrelevant. We just track it because it's fun to do, to see the dollar continue to depreciate and purchasing power as Bitcoin just continues to go versus the dollar. Khalees, yes, that's it, Damien. You the man. Khalees, she was smoking too. I haven't seen her in a minute, but yeah, I remember her and Nas kind of tied it up. And I remember Nas sharing that her father was also a musician, and Nas's pops was a jazz musician as well. So I think their parents knew each other, which was actually quite interesting. 1 million must get you citizenship. Yeah, well, now you know the hack. Go through Max. You can get it for $90. He is a billionaire. Stock response. I'll put my money on my favorite Orange Prez coming round. Have observed him as a former New Yorker, New Jerseyan for 50 years. Time will tell. MNJB, I appreciate you, man. Remember, when this goes ballistic, pay it forward to all those who weren't as fortunate. Well said. This is true altruism, not that fake effective altruism that Bankman-Fried was pushing and stealing your crypto, right? Bro, I am late. Restarting the show now. No, watch the live, and when it's done with the live stream, then you refresh and go back to what you missed. That's how it's done. Is there any info on when this is going to happen? We're going to be sharing all this, fam. I still got a lot to share with you, so please be patient. Stay tuned. Bill Murray is hitting that right now. Dobbs, what up? Yeah. Just recently made a commercial for Uber Eats. You talk about Khalees? Oh, wow. I got to see that commercial. What up, dude? What it do? Kryptonian Revolution. You already know. Shout out Houston. Shout out Texas. Barack. Am I pronouncing that name right? B-A-R-R-A-Q-E. Barack Q or Barack? I don't want to keep slaughtering it every day because I see your name every day and you're a member. So let me know and I'll try to pronounce it the proper way. I just got on too. Well, welcome, fam. What's up? Jersey in the building. Shout out to The Sopranos. They filmed that in Jersey. Hey, from Australia, do you have buy altcoins? Are you willing to tell us live when you do smaller coins? I have no plans on buying any alts this season, so I'm just stacking sats, to be dead honest with you. Previous bull markets, I did invest into alts, but now I'm in a position where I'm so happy with my Bitcoin gains, I don't even care about the alts. Sorry, it's just how I feel. Bitcoin is falling. Well, it's at 43,874. I wouldn't say falling, but theoretically you're right. Sherry Young, welcome, family. Happy Stat Stacking Saturday. We still have so much to cover, so we're going to dive into our next story of the day. Let's discuss the latest from Fidelity and their ETF, and then we'll get into BlackRock and their latest developments as well. Now, Fidelity is a $4.5 trillion asset manager. If you don't know, now you know. And it was Jurrien Timmer, their head of their global macro, who predicted Bitcoin hitting $1 billion price target by the year 2038, roughly 15 years out. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the $1 billion Bitcoin price action, fam. But here we go. The US SEC recently met with Fidelity to seek additional clarity on the spot Bitcoin ETF app. According to the filing published December 7th, the CBOE BZX exchange representatives, 6 SEC personnel, and 9 Fidelity personnel met to discuss the workings of the WISE original Bitcoin trusts. Quoting them here, the discussion concerned the CBOE BZX proposed rule change to list and trade shares of the WISE Origin Bitcoin Trust under the CBOE BZX Rule 14.11. Fidelity also provided the attached presentation. The filing incorporated the PowerPoint slides, which you can see here, used during the meeting to illustrate the operational framework of the Bitcoin ETF. So here you have it, the AP as agency model, in-kind create. It shows you spot crypto market platform. It shows you the listing exchange. It shows you the ETF market maker. It shows you the Bitcoin custodian. It shows you the transfer agent, the ETF custodian being the DTC, shows you the ETF issuer, all that. Actually a pretty cool chart. Check that out. And quoting them here regarding this graph. Arbitrage and hedge are more efficient with physical creations. The filing stated while proposing the most effective strategy to the U.S. regulator, quoting them here, allowing for physical creation and redemption is critical to enhance the trading efficiency and secondary market pricing for all participants. Fidelity submitted their spot Bitcoin ETF app to the SEC back in June, and shortly after, BlackRock and several other asset managers filed for the product. So wow, so they shared theirs first. However, the SEC previously rejected Fidelity's app for the spot Bitcoin ETF last year in 2022. This comes after recent news that the SEC is meeting with spot Bitcoin ETF apps to discuss various aspects of their applications. And as recently reported, they based that on industry insider knowledge. The meetings discussed key technical details, which I shared in great detail in yesterday's episode. However, memos released by the SEC in November showed the commission separately met with representatives of BlackRock and Grayscale. Those are the big dogs. BlackRock's the largest asset manager in the world, and Grayscale is the largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world with their GBTC product. There has been much speculation in recent times over when spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved, which means, let me translate, when Rari, when Lambo, when ETF, Hashdex, one of the apps amongst the 13 asset managers, anticipates seeing the first U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF by the second quarter of 2024. Quoting them here, the exact timing of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. remains unclear. But in 2023, the narrative around this product switched from a question of if to a matter of when, said the Hashdex US and Europe head of product, Jermaine Matisse. And meanwhile, Bloomberg ETF analysts Balchunas and Seyfarth remain confident that January 10th, 1 month out, fam, marks the simultaneous approval of all 13 of those apps. This aligns with the SEC's deadline to either approve or deny the ARK Invest application, which is actually first on the list. That's ARK 21 Shares, which is Cathie Wood's company. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Which manager, asset manager, do you feel will likely get the green light first? Do you think it'll all be collectively at the same time to avoid favoritism and to avoid the SEC getting into some lawsuits? How do you think it's likely to play out? Holla at your boy. No links, Moonboy Streamlabs. Streamlabs is our mod, just FYI. That's our mod bot. Keeping it 100 in here. When it hits 1 billion, we are all buying houses in Puerto Rico to make our own community. That's right. Let's create a Citadel. Who's down? Let's go. Citadel in Puerto Rico. We'll have a Citadel in El Salvador. Let's make Citadels everywhere. Why not? Keep in mind, 2 billion in Bitcoin is roughly 118 billion added to the market cap. And you also got to consider the multiplier effect. That's a pretty big deal. Yo, guys, I've been listening alongside while I get some chores done at the home. Great and informative show. Thank you, DN. I appreciate you supporting and tuned in to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's go. When retire? When ETF? Does Puerto Rico have many golf courses? It does. Are you a golfer, Yahim? I used to live on a golf course in Palmas del Mar. Beautiful golf course out there. It's private golf course. A lot of big wigs live out there as well. Bad Bunny used to live out there, one of the biggest artists in the world. He has houses now all over the world. Shout out Bad Bunny. Yo, V-Launch. I don't know about this V-Launch, dog. What up? Yeah, Citadel, let's go. TikTok, time is all. Subscribe. Thank you, Alex Egger. Appreciate your support, family. You already started the MO Citadel. Where's that, Missouri? Bring facts, because that's what's up. I want to go to your Citadel because I know you got the best cannabis on the planet. Homegrown, right? Corona free. What's up? With New Jersey banning crypto commercially, for real? I don't know. New Jersey and New York seem to be very anti-crypto. I don't like it. If I was in Jersey or New York, I'd get the frick out. 1 Bitcoin would need 100 quadrillion market cap. Not a chance, says Dan. Well, you got to understand his prediction. He predicts 10 million by like 2030, and then he thinks it goes parabolic due to inflation. So you got to keep that in mind as well. If the dollar hyperinflated, like we've seen in many countries around the world, Yeah, Bitcoin can theoretically hit that high, but naturally it wouldn't without the dollar inflating because that target is a little outrageous, right? But that's why he predicts it. At least you don't get mad being called Moon Boy. No, I use it against, Hoskinson. When I saw that video, you orange pill moon boys, I started referring to myself as an orange pill moon boy. Never referred to myself as that prior, but now I kind of like it. It got a special ring to it. So congrats to all my long-term hodler, orange pill moon boys. Well done, because the orange pill moon boys are winning. They're winning, right? We're winning. No way. I grow best weed in Oregon always, says Creeper. Well, you got some competition out there, facts. And I've seen some of these these grows in our Discord, so you guys definitely be sharing. What up, Digital Duke? Thank you for subbing to #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Let's freaking go. 96 plants a year. Wow. That's for real. For 16 medical patients for the last 10 years. So this is the real deal. So if I'm ever out there in your town, I'm hitting you up. Keep your Bitcoin on cold ice and chill. Sage advice. Kelvin, appreciate you tuning in. Let's get it. Melanie, welcome, welcome. Yo, we will get so sick of winning. Never. I'll never get sick of winning. JV, what are your favorite books on Bitcoin? My first one I ever read is clearly still my favorite. I'll be honest, I don't read a lot of books. When I was younger, I'd read a lot of books, but nowadays I'm streaming and YouTubing. I don't really read a lot of books, but The Bitcoin Standard by Saifuddin Amos, I would consider the Bible of Bitcoin. That was my first book read on Bitcoin. Still my favorite, but then again, I haven't read any others, so I don't know what I'd be comparing it to. I don't know why, but weed makes me paranoid. I think it does that to a lot of people. It enhances your current state of mind. You know what I mean? It affects everyone a little differently, that's for sure. And different strands have different effects, so it's a science. What up, yo? What'd it do? Like, for example, I like indicas, but don't get me wrong, I love sativas, but I love indicas even more. It just makes me feel good and enhances my senses. I feel like it gives me superpowers, extrasensory perception, right? It enhances my hearing. It enhances my taste buds. It's called the munchies. You know what I mean? It enhances everything. JV, check out Broken Money by Lynn Alden. Oh, okay. Shout out Lynn Alden. I'm a fan, so I'm sure I'd enjoy her book. You have to be able to read, so makes it tough. Well, another thing is you can download audiobooks nowadays. So if you're out and about getting chores done around the house, you can't read, you can just plug something into your headphones, which makes it easy. That's pretty cool. Just like this podcast, right? You're tuned in right now. Some of you are just listening to the audio on the pod. Some of you are watching the video, on YouTube, Rumble, etc. To each their own. Shout out Jock. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Let's get it. But let's break down our next story of the day. We're going to continue with discussing these ETFs. BlackRock, here is the latest from the largest asset manager in the world. Let's freaking go. The countdown's underway for the US SEC to decide on approving the first spot Bitcoin ETF in the US after several delays and 10 years of delays to be exact. The regulator's final deadline is approaching, with market participants anticipating a decision early January 2024, with January 10th being the deadline. And another sign that the green light may be forthcoming. The companies are awaiting approval, have regulatory or regularly met with the SEC, which we just covered. And if approved, Bitcoin will be traded on the spot market of Wall Street's major exchanges, opening up Bitcoin to a broader audience of investors, this time as a product backed by the most prominent investment firms in the globe. If denied, investment managers will likely appeal the ruling, prolonging the waiting period for investors and Bitcoiners in the US. But also keep in mind, game theory is already in play. There's talk of an ETF spot being released out of Hong Kong, and I've heard some rumors out of potentially Dubai or Abu Dhabi, along with one of the largest crypto exchanges looking to dominate and take over Binance, at least according to Mr. Wonderful. But I take anything he says with a grain of salt, but just sharing with what I know. The anticipation has led Bitcoin futures open interest to reach 5.2 billion on the global derivatives giant, which is the CME, on December 6th. Only $200 million lower than the all-time high we hit back in late October 2021 during the bull market. With Bitcoin open interest jumping, the markets are gearing up for another turning point in the prices and more volatility in 2024. Volatility is good. It equals life force. We like that here in crypto. Now let's discuss Hashdex Exchange to onboard the market makers to boost its liquidity. And this is out of Hong Kong. Hong Kong's Hashkey Exchange will soon allow individual and enterprise market makers to provide liquidity on the exchange. And according to the announcement, Hashkey. Now, I'm a fan of anything with the word hash in it. I'm a fan of Hashcash, Hashkey, Hashdex. You already know, which enables individuals and entities to apply to become market makers if they trade at least 5 million worth of crypto per month on the exchange. So depending upon the monthly rankings or trading volume, users and firms will receive between 0.005% and 0.015% of the transaction value as a commission. All the market makers are exempt from paying commission fees on these trades. The exchange has been increasing its service offerings. Back in November, Hashkey launched insurance coverage. That was just last month for users and enterprise assets stored within the digital wallets, as they announced here. Market makers soon to join the Hashkey exchange, aiming for higher liquidity. An exchange opens door to individual and enterprise participants. Now let's discuss BlackRock, who officially started seeding their ETF with $100,000 back in October. This kind of went under the radar, but I did share it a couple of times throughout the past couple of weeks on my show. Here's the news. BlackRock received $100,000, which is a drop in the bucket to them, right? But nonetheless, it started its seed funding from an unknown investor for the spot Bitcoin ETF back in October, as I've been sharing. According to its latest US SEC filing, the investor agreed to purchase 4,000 shares for $100,000 on October 27th at $25 per share, with the investor acting as the statutory underwriter with respect to the seed creation baskets. And according to BlackRock's latest filing, it plans to borrow Bitcoin or cash to trade credit from a trade credit lender on a short-term basis to pay for the sponsor fee. Now, BlackRock can charge their fee via a loan instead of having to sell Bitcoin, the ETF asset. That way, they don't impact the Bitcoin price that much. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this properly, but looks like Societe Generale or Societe Generale issues its first green bond via Ethereum. We know as well that BlackRock and many of these larger asset managers are also looking to launch an Ethereum ETF, which if I was to guess, I think the ETF gets launched for Ethereum after the Bitcoin ETF. But what are your thoughts, fam? Now, the third largest bank in France issued its first digital green bond as a security token on the Ethereum public blockchain. The bond, registered by Forge, a subsidiary of this company, Societe Generale, went public on November 30th with a value of 10 million euros, which is roughly 11 million USD, and a maturity of 3 years. Its green status means that its net proceeds will be used to finance or refinance products and companies classified under the eligible green activities category. The digital infrastructure of the bond grants 24/7 open access to the data on its carbon footprint through the bond's smart contract. Now, another innovation of the bond is the technical option for investors to settle securities on chain through the Euro coin Vertible, a Euro peg stablecoin issued by Forge back in April of this year. And you can see the initial announcement from them on X. So let me also share with you that U.S. crypto firms spent more on lobbying in 2023 than before the FTX collapse, according to this report. Companies connected to the crypto and blockchain industry in the U.S. reportedly spent $3 million more on lobbying in the first 3 quarters of this year than over the same period in 2022. So according to data from the government transparency group, Open Secrets, crypto firms spent roughly $19 million on lobbying from January to September of this year, roughly 19% more than they did over the same period back in 2022. Now, Coinbase repeatedly led the spending on lobbying at more than $2 million, following Crypto.com and Blockchain Association and Binance. And before the collapse of FTX in November of 2022, it had one of the biggest spenders in the crypto space on donations to U.S. lawmakers, campaigns, and marketing efforts. In fact, we had Bankman-Fried, I think the second largest donor to the Democratic Party, supporting Biden. Kitbag, thank you for the subscription to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. I greatly appreciate that. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Sam Bankman-Fried gets sentenced to 100 years, and then Biden, before he, is no longer president, can pardon him. Who knows? We have seen crazier things occur. That would, I think, drive us all crazy. Imagine that. And then he launches FTX 2.0, the reboot. I hope not, but I'm just saying I wouldn't run it past them. Right now, he is trading mackerel. He's now learning how to, use mackerel, which is a fish, as a currency, which is how he gets haircuts in prison, according to the articles. What up, Jake, Kate, TV? I appreciate you subbing, fam. What up, JV? What up, Leonard Ray? What it do? Good to see you. Just off to work to see the stream. I appreciate that. Bitcoin equals life force, and the force is strong in this piece, young Padawans. Welcome, Megadon. That'd actually be a pretty lit candle name as well, the Megadon candle. You know what I mean? Maybe for $1 million, we'll call it the Megadon. What do you think? If he gets pardoned, someone better visit him. Emilio, I appreciate that super chat, family. Much love, much respect. Ron says, as a boomer, one of the first, I am a little tired of the boomer comments. And yeah, it's going to be Biden. You think Biden wins or Biden pardons Bankman? I just hope he don't win. I think we're doomed. If another 4 years, I don't know what the state of the U.S. is going to be like. For real. What happened to 50K in the weekend? Is it still struggling to cross 44? Well, Max is the one who called for 50K. I've been calling 46 personally. I still think it could happen because last weekend, what did we have? No one was anticipating a weekend pump. In fact, on the show in the comments, everyone said, we never pump weekends. It's not going to happen. Then what happened? We pumped over the weekend. You know what I mean? We hit new annual highs. And yesterday we pumped again. I think right now we're, you know what I mean? Consolidating, which is a good sign, and we're holding around 44, another good sign. And I think we're going to retest the local high, which is roughly 44,750. And if we break out, we'll have another live pump watch. We did another 12-hour stream over the night. I love the Megadon candle, I bet. I love that name as well, fam. Look at Nipsey getting his stretch on. Stretch. Let's go. Here we go. Merry Christmas. Let's go. What up, Trend Watch? Snow and stats over here. Love that. 47 says my magic ball. Well, I hope your magic ball is right. I used to have one of those magic 8 balls. You ask it a question. Likely so. Okay. The magic 8 ball says likely so. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be complaining with a $44,000 support either. Look how far we have come. Remember, the end of last year, we hit the bottom. 15.7. People wrote off Bitcoin saying it's going to crash to 5. Clearly, that didn't happen. Wow, Punchy Coffee just gifted another 10 members a free paid membership. That's 20 gifted memberships from Punchy Coffee. So show Punchy Coffee some serious love. He deserves it. And shout out Will, Casey, and everyone else who has been giving memberships as well. I'm going to try to read these out loud. Dano Williams says Bitcoin is up and away. Amen. Captain Banana, congrats. You've been gifted a free membership to the channel. A paid membership for free, I should say. Jackie, you've been gifted a membership. Thank Punchy. Johnny Bravo says it'll hit 45 Gs. Hazar, you've just been gifted a free membership. Welcome to the HODL Gang. The name of our membership is HODL Gang. So everyone just became a member of the HODL Gang here that I'm calling out. Crypto Rama, welcome to the HODL Gang. Jur, welcome to the HODL Gang. Let's go. Ron says thin skin, like the crepe paper. Crepe paper. I gotcha. What up, J1? Congrats on becoming a member of the HODL Gang, which is a membership here at the channel. Thank Punchy. Everyone thank Punchy. Let's go. Was gifted. Rin Tin Tin. Congratulations. You have been gifted a free membership. Emilio. Nipsey is getting ready for the pump. 100%. You know that. You guys are amazing. Appreciate y'all. It's Christmas. It is the season. That's right. Whiskey, cigars, and Bitcoin for life. Let's go. Tim, I don't know. Biden has such a never-ending disaster. Getting out of this hole seems daunting. I'm with you on that. It's actually good as long as not going below 43, but we'll be happy anything above 45 this year. Amen. Well said. Nahal, I appreciate your support. What it do? Shout out to Chill. Thanks for tuning in. James Olberton, good to see you, family. Joseph Ellis, getting a lot of love for coffee. Appreciate, or Punchy Coffee, that is. Captain Banana, what a cool name. Punchy Coffee for the win. HODL Gang, HODL Gang, HODL Gang. Much love. Wow, thank you. Lots of love in here. Matthew 7:7, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. And you so. It turns out cash was not the king this year. Bitcoin is the king this year. Amen, Wall Street pickers. I appreciate you sharing that. Very well said. Jesus, what it do? HODLers, welcome. Mr. Gonzalez, appreciate your family. 50,000 before January 1st. Send it. Let's get it. I've just seen Jesus, and he is also a Gonzalez. Smash that like button, and thanks for the awesome show, Cryptic Sniper says. Thank you, family. HODL gang all the way. HODL gang, HODL gang, HODL gang. But we still got more to share. I'm going to be sharing with you a 50,000 target because 50,000 is now on our radar. And then we're going to be sharing the latest with mass adoption of nation states, including Russia, including the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including Iran dealing in Bitcoin, and of course, Qatar, which can send us a 100,000 God candle, according to Max. So I'm going to be sharing the latest with this story. But first, let's share the latest from Sentiment and their $50,000 target, which we've been talking about. And also, happy Kwanzaa, everybody. I know it's that time of the year. We're not leaving anyone behind. We're going to recognize and celebrate all things Christmas related this year. So let's go. So here we go. Here's the latest from Sentiment. Prominent crypto analytics firm says one metric is indicating Bitcoin may witness another leg up. Send it. Sentiment says that an increase in bull trap mentions on social media platforms is indicating a spread of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the crypto market. And I got to show some love to Barack Monfils, who just gifted 5 memberships of the HODL gang, paid membership to the channel. So congratulations, Tony. Congratulations, Cryptic, Volted Mark, Sour Seed, and No Money G. You have all been blessed. So show Barack Monfils some love. You guys are amazing. There's probably been over 30 memberships already gifted in today's episode. But back to our story, because we still got a lot to cover. The market intelligence firm said that the periods following increased FUD tend to lead to a bump in the prices for crypto assets, and that could mean Bitcoin is on the verge of heading higher after a rally pause. Send it. Quoting them here. Traders are fearful that crypto markets may be in a bull trap at the moment. But while Bitcoin may have stopped this momentum for the time being, Ethereum and the alts are blasting off. Once again, FUD could propel Bitcoin to $50,000 per coin. If this increases, let me know if you agree or disagree with the sentiment from Sentiment. And as you can see here, Bitcoin has flattened out since traders made the bull trap proclamations, but altcoins are surging once again. Next, Sentiment says Ethereum has more upside potential as the biggest crypto whales are holding ETH off the exchanges, increasing their wallet sizes. And according to the analytics firm, the non-exchange Ethereum whales hold an all-time high of 54.6 million ETH, worth a whopping $128 billion, quoting them here. Ethereum has scratched its way to 2349, its highest level since June of 2022. The long-term trend of the top non-exchange whale wallets are getting richer. The top exchange whale wallets having less sell-off power is a promising combo for a continued climb. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this sentiment from Sentiment as well. And lastly, they say that the peer-to-peer payments network of Litecoin could see a bullish trend reversal as wallets holding small amounts of Litecoin abruptly decline amid the rising FUD. Quoting them here, approximately 199,000 wallets that held Litecoin 10 days ago no longer hold any coins. This is the biggest drop in wallets since October 2022. Litecoin's market value versus Bitcoin has dropped 55% in 5 months, but FUD and small wallets dropping could turn this around. So I'm curious, are any of you bullish on Litecoin? Please do let me know. And I believe that's the initial fork of Bitcoin, right? Let me know if I am wrong there, because that was way before my time. But I know a lot of people are bullish on Litecoin. They used to consider Litecoin the silver to the digital gold that we consider Bitcoin, or gold with wings, whatever you want to refer to it as. I refer to as gold as the poor man's Bitcoin, as Max Keiser once shared. Qatar would buy over time, and especially on pullbacks, just even 5% ones. I mean, yeah, they got to start somewhere, because there's only so much Bitcoin available on the exchanges right now. What up, David? Wrong? Appreciate you tuning in, family. What is good? Altcoin Daily is the best podcast, says Super Cool Bros. My question is it a podcast? They do have a daily show, and I will give it to them. They're the #1 YouTube channel because they have the most subs speak volumes. But is it a podcast? I asked because I don't know. I didn't know they had a podcast. Podcast means they're on Spotify and iTunes. Podcast is the audio version of the show, which I'm curious because I've never seen their thumbnail over on Spotify or iTunes. Therefore, Crypto News Alerts is the #1 daily pod, unless you can prove me wrong, because I could be wrong. But until then, we're the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Plus, my podcast is 7 days per week for the last 5-6 years. however long it's been. It's been a very long time. I don't think many podcasters do shows on the weekends. Most of the biggest podcasts have a once a week podcast. So this is a true podcast because every single day the podcast is uploaded to iTunes and Spotify and everywhere you can listen to pods. We also have the video version of the pod each and every day on YouTube now, as well as on Rumble. So you guys tell me. Charlie Ballin at 400 was a hard slap in the face. Who are you referring to there with that Charlie, fam? Bitcoin only here, says Jaheim. You're referring to Hoskinson. We're going to actually be doing a react to his latest rant, basically dissing Bitcoin, saying that Cardano is way better. I think he's lost his mind. Sounds like a hater, says Willy Wonka. I mean, to each their own. I'm still claiming we have the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Ain't nobody do it how we do it. That's cuss. You're the man, JV. Thank you, Emilio. Like it or hate it, the underdog's on top. Litecoin, it did 106x from the lows last cycle. What? How so? Did I miss that? What cycle you're referring to? Be clear, because last cycle, there's no way it did 100x. No way. Maybe from several cycles ago, that would make more sense. Cheap weed makes you paranoid. There you go, Piao. The good ish gives you nirvana consciousness. Buddha candle. You want to go to that Buddha candle? Yeah, you need some good buds. So reach out to Creeper. 48, let's go. Yeah, let's get it. ADA went 50% in one day is sus. Oh, Charlie Lee, there we go. Bailing out on his coin. Yeah, not a good look when the creator of the coin no longer holds any of it. Just goes to show you. Speaks volumes, right? I feel that way with Ethereum too. Whenever I see the founders dumping their stash, I'm like, why? Clearly, they're not as confident in it as they lead you to believe. Since 2017, there you go. So 2 market cycles ago makes more sense. ADA has been pumping. Yeah, everything's up. Last cycle, 15x. Thank you for the clarity, Tony. Appreciate that. Creeper was up. Come on, God Candle, send it. Let's go. Let's send it. Yes, Casey. Damn, JV works those hours and has been doing so for a minute. Appreciate you, Casey. Yeah, is Nipsey under the blanket? Yeah, he does go under the blanket. He knows how to do that. He takes care of himself. Yeah, Litecoin just 5x last cycle. Sounds more realistic. Sounds a little more realistic. Thank you, Silas. Chia. What up, Subby? May sell Bitcoin years down the line for a ski chalet. Maybe not. Not sure. Well, hold on. Hold the lines. HODL your Bitcoin, at least for the next couple of years. Santa in the building. What up, Philip? Santa candle incoming. Let's go. But anyways, fam, without further ado, let's kick it off next with our feature story of the day. Here's the latest developments with the $100,000 God candle and nation states adopting Bitcoin and choosing to deal in Bitcoin, as well as the latest from the high priest, Max Keiser. Let's start right here. He says, he wrote this, I think this was yesterday, December 7th, 2 days ago at 10:32 a.m. Max Keiser wrote, Russia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Iran will start doing deals in Bitcoin. Qatar knows this and is pulling the trigger on a huge Bitcoin buy for their sovereign wealth fund. And this was on the back of this news. Iran's president arrives in Moscow, Russia, to meet Putin just one day after the Russian leader met Saudi leaders. Very interesting. Now check this out. Breaking news. Putin turns bullish on crypto. Russia introduces a cross-border payment using the Tether crypto stablecoin. Wow, people are looking forward to crypto, including in Russia. This is a pretty big deal. So maybe what Max is talking about makes a lot of sense. He says Russia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Iran will all start doing deals in Bitcoin. So let's read some more. He initially sparked this conversation and controversy a few days ago on X. He wrote, the God candle, a $100,000 uptick in Bitcoin is in play. It will shift the global access of wealth in power in one single tick. And then he clarifies, I have one word for you, $100,000 Bitcoin. God candle fans. Qatar, let's freaking go. The rumors are getting very loud on this. Their sovereign wealth fund rumored to be looking to buy $500 billion worth of BTC. And their sovereign wealth fund allegedly already has $500 billion in it. So they're just looking to make a conversion. Here you can see the actual receipts of the president, the emir of Qatar, meeting up with President Bukele, and that was actually a few months back. Max even gave us an update right here. Check this out. December 6th, he wrote, to add clarity, here's what my source said. Bitcoin makes our $1.5 trillion sovereign wealth fund effectively worthless. We should just convert it all into Bitcoin. I think that's a sage move. What are your thoughts, fam? And how do you think that would likely impact the Bitcoin price? Do you think we can see a Keiser candle of $100,000 on a single uptick as he's predicting? Please do let me know. And let's use our imagination now. Quentin, shout out to Quentin. I appreciate this post. It actually gets you thinking. Imagine this timeline with me, fam. Number one, January spot Bitcoin ETF pumps the price to 75,000 per coin, hitting a new all-time high. April, 3 months later, we have the Bitcoin halving in 2024, sending the Bitcoin price to 6 figures. And we're going to have a 100K fiesta here in Puerto Rico, so don't forget that part, okay? Now, Qatar buys Bitcoin then later, and it sends the price action to 150,000. Okay, being conservative. No 100,000 candle, but let's just say we got the 50,000 candle. Would you take it? Next up, the Fed lowers the rates and global liquidity rises hard and brings the price to 200,000 per coin. Next, 2 to 3 South American countries make Bitcoin a legal tender, sending the price another 50,000 north to 250,000 or $250,000 per coin. What are those 2 to 3 South American countries going to be? I'll throw some speculation out there. Could be Argentina. It could be Suriname, who's already talking about implementing 1% of their central bank reserves into Bitcoin. And then, of course, Argentina, we got Javier Milei, who preaches a big game, talking about being pro-Bitcoin and ending the central bank. So if these countries, I mean, there's also potential in Mexico. There's many other Latin American countries. There's South African or African countries. So Max also called this, I think, when he made his predictions end of last year, that we are going to see 3 more nations adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. So we shall see. So let's do some guessing. What other major events can happen? I mean, this is the biggest catalyst clearly being the ETF and the halving, but nation state adoption is a pretty big deal as well. It's not going to get much more bullish than that. I mean, anything's possible. What are your thoughts, fam? And now shared here by the Bitcoin therapist, there is going to be a God candle. We know, or I'm sorry, we don't know when it will happen. Normal people will be priced out. It'll be completely change the game. It'll completely change it. Bitcoin is going to rip a hole in the sky. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. And I agree. Nobody knows exactly when it's going to happen, but at least we're creating the awareness so that you're prepared for when it comes, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Also shared here, Max Keiser reports of rumors of Qatar's sovereign wealth fund has entered the Bitcoin market and could be interested in purchasing a small $500 billion buy worth of Bitcoin. If this happened, Bitcoin will go further than 150,000 per Bitcoin, that I can tell you. BlackRock ETF and Qatar bid maxes 500,000 per Bitcoin sooner than expected. Send it and let's freaking go. And here's a headline. Max Keiser predicts a Bitcoin God candle resulting in the $100,000 surge. Another one is a God candle to 100,000 possible for Bitcoin. What are your thoughts, fam? And here, Qatar's sovereign wealth fund is considering investing $500 billion into Bitcoin, converting their current existing 500 billion into the King crypto. So let me know your thoughts. I'm going to read a little bit more here. Also, we know Bitcoin is now up 20 million% since 2011. Let that sink in. That means for every dollar invested into Bitcoin in 2011, you're now up 20 million. So you run the math. What if you invested $1 million in Bitcoin back in 2011, which I would more than confidently bet that Max did? What do you think that is worth now? Run the math. What is 1 million, dollars times 20 million? Can someone run the math there? I know it's a big number. So many zeros, I can't do it in my head, but you guys let me know and I'll read those comments out loud here shortly. Max also shared here, Max's predictions, we know grab attention. He's the high priest. He's the best. So here's what he wrote. 100,000 God candle is in play, which is a 100,000 uptick in the Bitcoin price. This will literally shock the world and the Bitcoin singularity will be upon us. He also tweeted, the Bitcoin price was lagging behind the rise in hash rate while competitor CZ and Binance was being targeted, then taken down at the behest of the large Wall Street players. I agree with that sentiment 100%. Seems crystal clear if you're to ask me. They targeted CZ and Binance to make way because this was a take over. Now check it out. The price rise is now catching up to the implied hash adjusted price, referring to the Bitcoin hash rate, which suggests that the Bitcoin price should be $375,000 per coin. Let me know if you agree with that or disagree. And I think 375,000, quite frankly, is a pretty solid target for this bull cycle coming up, especially if we hit a super cycle. I think we're going to blow past 100,000 like it ain't no thing, but let me know your thoughts. Other headlines here, just in, Max reports rumors of Qatar's sovereign wealth fund entering the Bitcoin market, could be investing or interested in purchasing $500 billion worth of BTC. Now we all know as well, it would be very difficult for anyone to just purchase $500 billion worth of Bitcoin. I don't think that exists on the open market right now. They'd probably have to make some deals with the direct source and go directly to the miners. So who knows? But regardless, if they just pulled the trigger and made an announcement, that alone would pump the price up ridiculously, right? Now, clearly, they didn't make any announcement because they probably not in their best interest. I think the sovereign wealth fund rather buy Bitcoin at 40,000 than at 150,000, if you know what I mean. But what if? What if they're secretly buying behind the scenes right now in a way that's not infecting or impacting the Bitcoin price, and then we're told about it maybe in a few months, and then all of a sudden, skyrocket, God candle, new all-time high, Max's 375 target, Bitcoin catching up to the implied hash rate projected price. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts, fam? Let me know, and I'll read these comments out loud as we enter the Q&A session of the live show. And Bitcoin is still hovering at 44,000, fam. We didn't get the pump during today's live, but don't worry. We have a premiere this evening. We may pump then, and then we also may do a breakout party and watch Bitcoin pump to 46 if we can recapture 44.5. That's going to be the line in the sand. If we break 44.5 later this evening, I'm planning on doing another pump watch. Let me know if you guys are going to be there. Launch it, bros. Let's freaking go. Pump it up. Look at the trees. Banks could fail, causing people to have to rethink about where to save their money. Good point. We all witnessed a regional banking crisis earlier in the year, which sent Bitcoin parabolic, right? Bitcoin is up so much, that sparked it all. That sparked the frenzy. People lost trust of their banks. Everyone was taking their money probably out of the bank and putting it into Bitcoin, hence why we had a nice surge earlier on in the year. I don't see how anyone wants to sell. I guess fiat lovers, if you love fiat that much, you know what I mean, and you want to buy some material things, I get it. But if you can have the patience and sit on your Bitcoin for another 2 years, trust me, you'll thank me. Corona says 500 billion equals 12 million Bitcoin, 40,000. Where is 12 months of Bitcoin coming? Oh, 12 million worth of Bitcoin coming from for Qatar. Well, like I said, it doesn't mean it's available just because they want to do it. It just means they would be taking the necessary steps to, make it happen. And it would probably take a long time to acquire that much. But hey, we got all the time in the world. Crypto Rancher, let's go. What up, fam? Regional banking crisis isn't over yet. Amen. If there is a bank run and people realize their money is not in the banks, guess what? There is no money in the banks, right? If you're a larger account holder, you have to call the bank and make an appointment if you want your fiat. I don't know how Mr. Beast does it with his giveaways. $1 million in cash, he must have some special connections or something, because the local banks here, they don't keep much fiat at all, right? Fractional reserve banking, they take your money, then they offload it, and then they lend 10 times the amount of what they got. So the money doesn't actually exist. It's a Ponzi. Banks are a Ponzi scheme. JP Morgan Chase, the biggest of them all, is the biggest Ponzi scheme in America, right? And he's the one pointing the finger at Bitcoin, calling it a fraud. Meanwhile, there's 1,000 fingers pointing back to Jamie Dimon's CEO, Jamie the Tapeworm Dimon, right? 100%. Not even a debate. They've paid $38 billion in fines for money laundering and doing all that illegal-ish that you shouldn't be doing. The same things Bankman-Fried was doing, Jamie Dimon has been doing for decades. Facts. I don't think people realize this is the fourth cycle out of 30. Wow, is there going to be 30 total by the year 2140? Shout out Donna Brady. I appreciate the sub, family. Much appreciated. All good, crypto surge. Drink your wine. Vino is a beautiful thing. Enjoy. All good, baby. Only been in Bitcoin for 2 months and am thankful for you, JV. Thank you, Yahim. I appreciate you, fam. Agree, says Casey. Right on. Good stuff. JV, they suspended the fractional reserve requirement. Wow. So does that mean they're now like, hey guys, we can just you can lend out unlimited funds and have nothing in reserves? That's what it sounds like. That wouldn't surprise me. More crypto YouTubers. Let's go, Raul. What it do, fam? Subby, hold until 2032. Bitcoin will be 7 digits. Amen. I project 7-figure Bitcoin between 2028 and 2032. I'm actually more bullish than you, my bad. Between 2028 and 2030, because the next halving after the 2024 halving will be 2028. And typically the year preceding the halving, we hit the all-time high. So I think, honestly, 2029, if I had to throw a specific annual date, I would throw that out there. What do you guys think? 1 million by 2029, 1 year before Cathie Wood's target? What are your thoughts? Barack, I wish I could print money for free and also create it from nowhere, right? By holding 2% of someone else's money. It must be nice. Right on. It's the biggest Ponzi scheme to ever exist. Look at all the trees for the kids, for the grandkids, for the great-grandkids. Yes, amen. Bitcoin is for the children. Yes, no more fractional. Wow, crazy. JV, you're the published a slide with the infinity symbol. What are you referring to there, David? I know the infinity symbol is on that Ethereum max supply. Money for loans is printed on the bank computer screens nowadays. Yeah, that's right. They just add some zeros, right? Like, they're not actually even printing the money, I would imagine. My guess. It's going to 1 million this cycle. Holy moly, imagine that. 1 milli this cycle. Let's go. Do you think CBDCs are coming regardless? Unfortunately, yeah. It's been talked about for like the past decade. And when the elite make plans that much in advance, it's going to come down the pipeline. Just like we saw in 2020 with the disaster that struck, and I don't even want to mention it because we're on YouTube right now. And you know that disaster that struck, that was all false information that shut down the country. That was planned well in advance, family. So whatever they plan in advance, most likely is going to happen. You just must step back to see the whole forest through the trees. Well said, Creeper. I joined Bitcoin at 27 million market cap. Wow, for real? Megadon, what year was that, big dog? You are the Megadon. You're living up to that name. FDIC insurance is limited, went from 250 to infinite. No! People got to be nuts to keep $250,000 in the bank is how I feel. Thinking it's really secure. They don't have the money. So therefore, if there was a bank run, nobody gets their money, even if it's FDIC insured. That's just a way to please the plebs. They'll just tell you what you want to hear. Take 31,000 years to count to 1 trillion, for real. Wow, it's a value draining system. Look at the trees, the elite. Amen. Well, there is an elite out there, fam. The powers that be, the secret societies. Are you expecting a retracement to 3840 or push to 4850? For now, I'm calling 46 as my next target. I think we're likely to hit 46 and continue to pump slowly, inching further and further towards our 50K target. Can we pull back? Is it in the cards? Anything's possible. You know what I mean? I'd give a 70% probability we keep pumping, 30% probability of a pullback. We shall see. Bitcoin party at JV's. How many thousands of people can we fit in Mikasa? No telling what banking will look like in 10 years. Right, will banks even exist? Probably. But they have to pivot, and that's why they're doing this right now with the ETFs. It's like pivot or get left behind, right? And become a dinosaur and become extinct. Only keep money in the bank you can afford to lose. Sage advice. U.S. national debt just crossed 33.1 trillion. It's hard to even fathom that amount of money. But then again, it's just numbers on a computer screen, right? Rachel, you also need a reason to take your money out. Wow, yeah. And even if you deposit a lot of money, they want to know where it came from. If you take it out, you got to convince them that you're not crooked, right? And you're not a fraudster and a huckster, as Gensler would say. I hate it. I don't like being asked questions. If I gave you my money and now you're questioning me and giving me the freaking acquisition, you know what I mean? The Spanish acquisition to get my own money back that I gave you, and you're going to ask me all these questions? Not right. I can't stand the banking system. I hate it. The goofy bank wants a 2-day notice for anything over 5,000. How are they even in business? Why support these mofos? Right? If I was a banking customer of JP Morgan Chase, here's my plan. I would borrow as much of the bank's money as I could, and I'd buy Bitcoin with it. Teach them a lesson. Give them a taste of their own medicine. What I do when I got into Bitcoin in 2017, I borrowed all the money I could from the bank, right? It wasn't JP Morgan. It was probably Wells Fargo back then. But I just bought all the Bitcoin I could with the bank's money. And I said, if this thing doesn't work out, I don't lose anything. And it worked out freaking amazing. My best move I've ever made. So use the bank's money. It's called OPM, fam. Other people's money. If you can borrow money from the bank, be my guest. Borrow from Jamie Dimon and buy some freaking Bitcoin while you still can. Hezika, I appreciate the sub, family. Ask everyone what they will do with your money when you deposit, right? Good point. Pullback only to a few hundred recently. Yeah, pullbacks have been so short-lived. We just continue to pump. Banks say you're guilty till proven innocent. Facts. Real talk there. Back in the house from Panama. Welcome, Tommy Boy. Shout out Panama. Are you in Panama City? What part of Panama? Haven't been there in a few years. Let's pump it up. Let's go. Tim, do you think the large bankers and producing negatively publicity because they are shorting crypto? I think they do it because the powers that be control them. And if they don't do it, they'll release footage of them at Epstein Island. I'm pretty confident there's some very horrific footage of Diamond on Epstein Island that would be released if he doesn't continue to say this BS. It's called blackmail. That's how things are ran on our planet. They blackmail all the influencers, and if they don't do their bidding, they expose them for very horrific crimes. I'm pretty confident about that, by the way. Great work, JV. I appreciate it. Selling my car for Bitcoin. Smart man, Michael. If you got to put in some miles running, do what you got to do. My first job was flipping burgers at Mickey D's. I didn't have a car. I got a job to be able to afford a car. And what I used to run to Mickey D's. I was also training boxing at the time, so I didn't mind. I needed to put in my 5 miles daily to be able to train and, do what I do. But you make it work. Your friend would never call the IRS on you, but your bank would. Facts. Screw them. Bankers, don't trust them. Facts. Snowboard, we are due for a dip, correct? I'm waiting to buy 5,000 worth of Bitcoin once it dips. Define a dip. Maybe this is the dip. The 1.5% pullback you're seeing right now is the dip. So act accordingly. People all around me are asking about this Bitcoin thing. I told them years ago that they will buy at the price they deserve. You are a sage, John Sullivan. Exactly. We are due to a dip. We shall see if we dip. I wonder what the median Bitcoin holdings is for this typical Bitcoin on Twitter. Bitcoiner. Oh, good question, Alex. JV, is the moon hollow? I don't think the moon is a physical place you can land on. If I was to guess, I'd say it's a plasma. It's some type of energy I don't know about. But is it a physical place you can land on? No, I'm highly doubtful about it. But this is a topic I can't really discuss because there are certain topics I know you can't openly speak about with a big influence on YouTube, but this is something I'm more than open to talking about on Rumble later. So ask me later on Rumble. Is it late to buy Bitcoin? Oh, hell no. It's never too late to buy Bitcoin. The best time to buy was back in 2009, but it's still a great opportunity. We're sub 50,000. The all-time high was 69, so we already know we're going to recapture that target this cycle. It's a given. You know what I mean? Face it, we all have been duped, but no more dollars for the tapeworms. That's right. Stop giving the tapeworms your money. Chat censorship would not let me buy more Bitcoin. No way. Dip, we have been consolidating since Tuesday in a series of higher lows. You might be waiting for a while. Good point. I actually sold my 2000 Honda Civic with K24 Turbo for 1 Bitcoin in the bear market. Well done. I'm sure that was a great move and you are glad you made that. What do you think Solana's last price before the correction? No clue. The moon is a spaceship. There you go. Maybe they're just driving it. That'd be something. But yeah, I think it's something we don't know. And I think anything they tell us in the mainstream is always a lie, including the mainstream scientists, including our education in school. Everything we think we know about space is a lie. I know Elon is a fraudster, a huckster, a criminal, purposely lying to you to deceive you, pretending to be sending rockets to the moon. I know this for a fact, like 100%. SpaceX is the new age NASA. NASA was created by the Nazis. Yeah. Is it too late when there is none left? Says Punchy Coffee. Good question. I get a job for 45 bucks a week plus room and board. Word. Seriously, you think the moon doesn't exist? I didn't say that. I said the moon is not what you think it is, because none of the people who control this world and give you the information give you correct information. The same way Inverse Kramer purposely gives you misleading information is the same way all the scientists, all the people at NASA, all the astronauts, all the influencers, anyone of influence is being paid or forced to give you bogus information. Not just in the financial world, not just in the health sector, the whole COVID BS proved that, right? Every doctor, trust the science. No, thank you. How about I trust my own logic? How about I trust my intuition? How about I have trust in God, right? If you genuinely believe the earth is spinning right now at 1,000 miles per hour, there's nothing I can say to convince you otherwise. You have already been brainwashed. Nothing will change your mind. You can do all the research you want, probably still wouldn't ever change your mind, right? I've been researching esoteric hidden knowledge for over 2 decades. It's my main passion above anything else. I used to have a channel dedicated to it, right? And I spent, I don't know, thousands of hours researching this stuff because to me it's interesting, right? However, I'm just saying, there's a lot of agendas, there's a lot of false information, and no one is ever going to tell you the truth if they're in a position of power, because they have been to Epstein's Island or something similar, and they would be criminal charges against them if they were to tell the truth. This goes for Joe Rogan. He is a gatekeeper on many topics, flat earth being one of many. There's many other topics, the moon landing, things of this nature as well. But there's certain things all the influencers are gatekeepers of. They're paid for. One of the few I know of major influence who is not a gatekeeper is Andrew Tate. And what they do with him and his brother, they put him in a prison cell to shut him up and silence him, right? Everyone is lying to you. Everyone with a television show is guaranteed lying to you. See, one of the gifts I was blessed with, I can see through BS. I know when someone is lying, and I can just sense it. It's just an intuition I was blessed with. The same way, many of you probably are the same, because I feel we attract who we are, and a lot of you people are aware what's really happening on our planet. You know what I mean? Everything is a rich man's trick, says David. Heavy, says S. All BS. Only tell what they want you to hear, says Paul Williams. What's the next answer other than it is not a sphere? I'm just wanting to set my family up, well, financially, but Coinbase fees are high, and I can't seem to figure out this crypto stuff. Joshua, my advice, buy Bitcoin, dollar cost average, and HODL. Only invest what you can afford to HODL for the long haul, right? And you're set. Wait a couple of cycles, and 10 years from now, come back on the live stream. I'll still be here. It'll be podcast episode 14,080. And we'll be talking about your gains and how you became a millionaire. You know what I mean? Eyes Wide Shut, fantastic film. Talks about these secret societies I'm hinting about right now. Also, the director was killed. The director is the one who, Stanley Kubrick, he was the one who created all the Hollywood fake moon trickery to fool you, pretending we've been to the moon in like 1940 or 1950. No, we've never been to the moon. We're never going back. It's physically impossible to go to the moon. Elon is fooling all of you guys. You guys love your Elon, but he's tricking all of you. It's very clear. Elon is not a man of the people. He pretends to be, but that's what these secret societies do. They're chosen. They're, what's the word I'm looking for? They're groomed to play these roles. Shakespeare called it hundreds of years ago. The world is a stage. I couldn't agree more with that sentiment, family. Sorry, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh well, more Kool-Aid for the rest of us. Astronauts are some of the most noble people. They aren't influencers. Most are just scientists. I cannot believe I've even entertaining this discussion. Have a good day. I'm out. Deuces. You need to do more research about these astronauts. Every single astronaut is actually, I shouldn't be talking about this stuff. I shouldn't be talking about this stuff. We'll talk about this later on Rumble if you want. Sorry if the truth hurts, but I'm just keeping it real. I refuse to lie to people, and maybe that's my gift and my curse. You know what I mean? I know what people want to hear. Trump, Elon, saviors of the planet. Sorry, Trump and Elon both sold their souls a long time ago. They're not saviors of the planet. They're actors. Sorry, I know everyone on the channel here loves Trump and Elon, but they're both actors. They're not real. They're a fraud. 100% fraud. Just like everyone else. They were chosen, they were groomed to deceive you, and they're doing a hell of a job. Crossing 44 in a minute. I'm going to shut out about that anyways. JV, I say 3 times now, sorry to spam, but we need Nipsey merch. I think you're right, Melda. We do need Nipsey merch. Everything is consciousness. I like that. I mean, I can literally take a telescope and look at where the rover drone is on the moon. Sure. Why isn't there a single photo from space that is real? Why is every single one a CGI deposit? Every single one. Why are there 10,000 hours of moon footage just destroyed and disappeared? Why don't they want us to see that? Why can't we send someone to the moon? Why can't we send someone to the moon and do a live stream? Why is that? Good question. You're delusional. I'm out. Oh well. To each their own, family. Real space is under the ocean. The firmament. What is above is also below. Genesis, right? I'm trying to explain Bitcoin to my workmates. Firstly, they laughed at me and said I was stupid. Now, last few weeks, I've got the most of them coming and asking me about this Bitcoin thing. There you go. It's all theater. The astronauts were 33rd degree Masons. Thank you. I didn't want to say it, but you already know. Every single astronaut is a 33rd degree Mason to deceive you. How much footage do you need of astronauts pretending to be in space before you question space? They go under the water. You can see the bubbles. Come on now. Dude, I'm a huge fan of you and Elon and even Trump sometimes. Haha. I get it. Trump and Elon say all the right things, and if you don't know any better, you would support them as much as you support me. I get it. They're the polar opposite of the evil on the earth, but they're a part of that same evil. You just don't know who their handlers are. You don't know what you don't know. We're like little ants in the universe. Not see what's up. We're not little ants in the universe. That's what they want you to think, so they can take power away from us as divine creators, right? God is real. We did not come from monkeys as they teach us. Who created the educational system? The Rockefeller Foundation in the early 1900s. They're still in control of the educational system. I am telling you, straight up, from one human being to another, every single thing we are taught at school is false. It is fraudulent. Everything. The nature of space, the nature of earth, the nature of everything, health, everything. You know what I mean? Tony, can I get an amen? Trump has a good record in office. I'll take good whenever I get it. Well, I'll throw it this way, JB. Biden and Trump, I think all of us here would want Trump. 100%, because Trump says everything we want to hear. Crooked Hillary, lock her up. He'll tell you everything you want to hear because that's his job. But he has no power as president. Presidents are not in control. They're not in the driver's seat. Sorry to tell you that. Presidents have no power in the United States. There's 3-letter organizations that control them. They are the spokesperson. All they do is read. Trump doesn't need to read because he's so good at speaking and charismatic, unlike Biden. But typically, they're just reading the teleprompter. That's what the president does. Is to give you a hope that someone is fighting for you and not a part of their corruption, but they're all a part of the corruption. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. No questions asked. Max is on another level today. I mean, Max is the man. Long live the high priest. If it is all fake, why buy Bitcoin? I'd be fake too. Genius at work. They're representatives, exactly. Just like Gary Gensler, we know he's not the one in charge. He is the puppet to put there to satisfy the people. Presidents are the same thing. They have no control over what's going on in the world. They don't even have top secret clearance. They don't even know what's going on with a lot of things. They know what they need to know on a need to know basis. That's why there's, back when Clinton was president, they're like, what does he know about ETs? Oh, I know nothing. I don't have privilege to learn. And then they have to request some insights if they need to know, right? But none of them have top secret clearance. Remember MJ-12? Do you know what Majestic is? Do you have any clue? Have you read Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper? Man, I'm getting deep today, fam. Things I shouldn't even be sharing right now. Gary is 100% a puppet. 100%. Jamie Dimon's a puppet. They're all fraudsters. They've all committed crimes. They're criminals. And if they don't do what their bosses tell them to do, they will go to prison. And so they're forced. It's called extortion. It's called blackmail. That's how our society is ran. If you don't know, now you know, dog. 44 G's, baby. 44 G's, let's go. Bitcoin is CBDC and sheep's clothing. No, how dare you, in my Greta voice. Preach, says Chris. I know some of you are appreciating this right now, but I know I'm offending some people, so we just probably lost some of our audience. But at least I'm being real to myself, because I'm not paid for. No one has paid me. I'm not paid and bought by anybody, so I could be real. And I haven't been blackmailed doing criminal activity to underage kids like the rest of these influencers you guys praise, false idols as the Bible called it. 1% know 99%. Yeah, I know nothing. See you on the moon, baby. I'm moving to Russia. Putin in, okay. Pump it up. Yeah, Putin's getting lit on crypto. Don't stop preaching. Thank you, Punchy. Love the conviction, but my father-in-law is an astronaut and can confirm 100% you're wrong, but to each their own. Hey, to each their own. I appreciate your sentiment because you're not attacking me. I'm not attacking you. We just have different beliefs, and that's fine. I think that's a beautiful thing. It's the people that get so offended. They're like, oh, I'll never watch again. How dare you? I don't agree with you. I think people then have a problem. You know what I mean? I'll entertain everyone's comments, and I respect everyone. Anyone who loves Trump, I have family members who love Trump. I love my family, and I love them. You know what I mean? Just keep it in real. The moon is simply space cheese. There you go. Swiss cheese. I don't agree, but I'm here for the party. I appreciate you, Bang Gang. Let's get it. I definitely agree with you and preach, but you got to be careful what you say, bro. I want you here forever. That's right. I don't know what wild me up here. A lot of these topics shouldn't be talked about, but I haven't been giving you too precise info, just things you can research on your own if you wanted to. Different options, don't bother me. Amen. Love today's pod from Nigeria. Thank you. I appreciate you, family. Bitcoin Insider. Andreas, imagine Bitcoin was put out by the US government. Well, they say it was, but regardless of who put it out, it still cannot be stopped, right? Some say the NSA created it. We've covered that story on the show. If not Trump, who? Well, here's my thing. None of them, as much as I like RFK Jr. for being pro-Bitcoin, I don't trust any of them. This is the bigger picture I'm trying to get in your heads. Every single candidate is probably corrupt and crooked and has someone they have to answer to. I don't trust any of them, even the pro-Bitcoin ones. Vivek, RFK Jr., all of them. I'd say they're all in the same category. They're all your false idols that you're hoping are going to save America. None of them are going to save America. America cannot be saved. I am sorry to tell you this. Not going to happen. And regardless of what they preach, it doesn't mean they have to do it. Trump's biggest thing was locking up crooked Hillary. He can't. They're a part of the same team. He doesn't have the power to lock up Hillary. You know what I mean? Hillary is an untouchable, the same way as Trump. If you're a president, you're an untouchable. They're all part of the same team. This is what people don't realize. You know what I mean? All of them are corrupt. Follow Dr. Shiva. He exposes RFK, Trump, Elon, all of their corruption. They're all just telling you what you want to hear. They're all controlled by the same oppressors at the top. All of them. Sorry to break it to you guys. There is no hope. No president can change anything and save you. The only one to save you is yourself. And that's how they take your power away from you. You're praying for the false idol to save you. No, save yourself. Buy some freaking Bitcoin. That's how you save yourself. No one can save you. No one's going to fix these problems. They're beyond fixing. Your only hope is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is our savior. Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. I have no faith in humanity. Why? They're all corruptible. Even a good-hearted individual who pledges to do the right thing can be corruptible. You can corrupt any human being. Every human being on the planet is corruptible, right? Everyone has a weakness. They will find and exploit your weakness and get you to do what they want you to do. Fact, I am telling you, fam. So is Elon really BSing? He not really even trying to go to Mars? Of course, he knows it's impossible. We haven't even been to the moon. It's impossible. They can't even send a rocket into space. Their technology is useless. Gifted 10 more memberships. Thank you, Punchy Coffee. Congratulations, Aaron, Alan, Jason, Hellcat, Melda. Wow. Preach. Thank you, Melda. Michael, Tim, Jason Pena. Wow. All you guys just got blessed. Show a lot of love for Punchy Coffee. I don't know how many gifts he has given. Free memberships. Conspiracy music guru, if you believe we went to the moon. I mean, believing you went to the moon, you might as well believe in the Tooth Fairy and Santa. Joseph Ellis, thank you for subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, keeping it real on a daily basis. What the frick is it talking about? Hey, my whole family are sellouts. They got the mark. Ouch. Sorry to hear that. Spot on, says John 316. Ban self-custody, and all you got is a CBDC manipulated by the private sector controlling the governments. What makes Bitcoin so special? Please explain it. My Michael Saylor. Decentralized. Big one. Unconfiscatable. Makes Bitcoin priceless to me because I don't trust the mofos. If the bank could just freeze your funds like they did to Andrew Tate's bank accounts and Kanye West, they can do it to you too. Bitcoin is the only unconfiscatable asset. That's why. You can confiscate gold. You can confiscate anything and everything else, real estate, you name it. Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. So it's wealth you can keep with you that they can't take from you. If you don't see the value proposition in unconfiscatable wealth, there's nothing I can do to help you. You're not a Bitcoiner, so be it. Get the CBDC and start eating bugs, which is what they want us to do. Bugs are delicious, high in protein. You know what I mean? Central bank digital currency. They'll probably give you a 2-for-1 and all the cash you have in the bank. Do what you got to do. They only do that to criminals, though. No, they don't. They attack anybody who is a threat to their establishment. Criminal, Tate was no criminal. No criminal. Criminal charges, treating him as if he is guilty, but not a criminal. Crypto news rocks. Thank you, John. We should count the dollar in Satoshis, like $1 costs. Yeah, we do that. Satoshi. Are you saying Satoshi's? Bilderberg Group. Oh, we shouldn't mention that word on the stream. You already know, fam. I wish my skateboard had been on the blockchain back in the day. Bitcoin going to pump? Well, pump it up. Well, anyways, fam, it's going to get dark here in 20 minutes. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show. Yeah, this wasn't the censored version. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show over on Rumble. So head on over to Rumble right now. It's going to be lit. I have a JV React session for you. I promise you it's going to be off the chain. I appreciate all the kindness. I appreciate all the contributions. I appreciate all the free memberships. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the likes and all the subs. Head on over to Rumble, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. We're going to continue with the uncensored version and get this mofo lit. Let's freaking go. Cheers, YouTube.